Hello, Daryl and Jackie. Here's your sewer scope video from today's inspection. That's us down the basement, me pointing out the clean out access point right there by the water meter. Like we talked about today, we start out just briefly in PVC. We'll transition over to cast iron. Likely, likely they did some work at some point and replaced the original cast iron that was under the house with that PVC section. It was probably a remodel of some sort. Typical cast iron, typical corrosion, it gets bumpy. If it gets really old, really bad, you'll start to see flaking, heavy corrosion, things like that. Sometimes you have to just go in and descale it, basically just clean it out. You're not to that point. Um, the white at the bottom could be remnants of cooking grease, fats. Sometimes white staining could also be detergent, cleaning solutions, things like that that mar the bottom of the pipe. That was an inlet. There's probably an exterior clean out somewhere. Good luck trying to find it. Usually in our neck of the woods, they're buried and you can't get at them. But all in all, the cast iron sections are really in good shape. Little bit of buildup at the bottom, like I said, but nothing too crazy. We'll keep plugging along. There is one little section where it's right here. See the red right there? That's a little bit of flaking, but again, nothing crazy. No damage that I saw or any kind of cracking or anything like that. So solid pipe with a loop-de-loo right there. The water obviously is the bottom of the pipe. That's the flow. Just to give you orientation. We'll keep rolling along here probably for about another 30 feet or so before we switch over and make that transition that we talked about earlier today. We'll twist here. Connection point right there. We're on a good downward tilt. Obviously, there's a pretty decent slope to the driveway as well. So obviously we're well below that, but we're following along on that. Holding a little water there, not uncommon at that elbow. Um, that's the connection point to clay. Now, because of the kind of the dirtiness of the pipe, my camera head got uh, kind of glazed over a little bit. So what I'm doing at this point is turning on water at that utility sink. Just try to get a little bit more water flowing where I can try to wash it off. Uh, those are roots that are growing across right there. Um, that's really the only place that I saw. There may be a little bit up ahead as well. There's maybe a little bit of indication. We are holding water a little bit in the clay pipe section, but that could be because of some minor root growth or paper products being caught up in there. I'm going to recommend that at some point in the next 12 to 24 months that you might have the pipe cleaned out. Here's that water like I was talking about, just getting a little bit more flow there. I'm going to go back and forth a few times on here because again, at this point, I'm not really sure. Originally thought on the little screen on my camera that this may have been the city connection. Usually you're going to meet the pipe, the city connection, at a right angle, and because we're coming basically straight on, I came to the conclusion that okay, this is not it. It's just a transitional pipe. We're going to clay. Like we said today, This is potentially where you get underneath the street or close to it. They may have done some road work at some point and switched over uh, your pipe to these clay sections, your cast iron to clay. So like I said, holding a little bit of water, I'm going to slow down my feed here a little bit. And again, we've got a lot of water running. The other thing to keep in mind is that the diameter of the camera head is only about 2 inches. So if it's partially underwater, that may just be an inch of water at the bottom of the pipe, which is not terrible. It's only when you completely go underwater and there's no flow to it that you start to kind of wonder what's going on with the pipe. All right, so we'll have forward progress here. The other follow-up to that is on the return trip, as I'm pulling back, most of this water has cleared out. It's just that one spot. Potentially it's a low spot in the pipe as well, connecting between the clay and the cast iron. Give it a few feet, and we'll be beyond this. We'll have a lot better visibility. There we go, we're getting close. Maybe a little bit of root growth right there as we just passed by there. And again, at this connection point, um, and that wad of paper right there, things start to clear out a little bit. Further along we go, the better things look. And this is the city connection, right? I'm 100% sure that we've reached that point. Again, we're meeting that pipe at a right angle. Everything's flowing. We've got good free flowing water here. At this point, I'm doing a couple things, or I will be in a second. I'm going to turn the water off, and then I clean off the cable, my camera cable, on the return trip. So I'm getting some disinfectant wipes and paper towels so I can clean as I go backwards. Feel free to watch the rest of the video on the way back. There'll be details in the written report on suggestions, recommendations, and then just a complete overview of what's going on in your pipe. As always, please reach out to me with any questions or concerns.